Hello out there, Revere, and welcome to our Revere Veterans and Community Show. Today I have a real special guest. He comes from Sciacca, Sicily, which is near Palermo.
Yes.
His name is Pascal Gangi. Gangi, welcome to America.
Thank
and as
you.
we say in your country, benvenuto. Did I get that right?
Yes, you got that
Very
perfect.
good.
Thank
Now, you became an American citizen, and it's a pleasure to have you and your family in this
Thank
country as a citizen. Tell us a little about the difference between Palermo, Sicily, and the United States before we go on.
Well,
Go ahead.
both of them are almost similar. We have great, loving people. I mean, there is differences. I mean, Sicily, it's Sicily. America, it's America. Each place has its own special places, traditions. But to me, both of them are great places.
Good. It's a pleasure to have you here. Now, you do a lot of things for Columbus Day.
Yes, Columbus Day, any parades I honestly participate in. I also participate in the Wakefield 4th of July parade and other various parades such as the Fisherman Feast.
What is the Fisherman's Feast? Tell us about
Well,
it.
the Fisherman Feast is a feast which was started by people that hail from Sciacca, Sicily, and when they migrated here 100 years ago, they brought to America the tradition of La Madonna del Soccorso di Sciacca, and ever since 105 years ago, we've been celebrating this feast. And for me, it's a great honor to be a part of the Fisherman Feast because we come from the same city in Sicily, and we're trying to keep our traditions alive in this great country, America, in the North End.
Right. Well, now, when you grew up in Sciacca, Sicily, did you go to school there too, or did you? I don't know how old you were when you came to America.
Yes, I went to school up to the 3rd grade, then I came here to America and studied the 4th grade.
Oh.
That was a big jump because let me tell you, I did not speak a word of English, and I was put in a class full of English speaking people, so I was just like, where am I? How do I go to the bathroom? It was kind of a nightmare at first.
Right.
But I slowly learned.
And you brought your parents with you too.
Yes, my parents came here, my father first, and my mother and my brother and I followed right after.
And then you studied and you became an American citizen.
Exactly. It took 14, 16 years. But
Glad to have you. You are a
you.
real veteran of the community.
Thank you.
Before we continue, you have a friend. I wish he was here, but he's not here.
Oh,
His name is Rick Labadini.
A great guy. Great up to the...
Great guy, does a lot of work for the veterans. He's a veteran of the community, but he's more than just a veteran of the community. Whenever you see a veteran organization doing something, you can see Rick Labadini in the background. So Rick, if you're watching the show somewhere out there, thank you for your service.
And thank you for everything you do for the float. It's amazing. Like,
Oh.
without you, we would not be able
He works
to do.
with you on the floats too?
Oh, yeah. He's always there behind the scenes. Like, he stays sometimes up to 10, 12 hours working with me.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I know he does a lot for us, but he also does something that I know it has nothing to do with the floats, but he works at the food bank,
Oh, yeah.
helps out the Matola Post, the Beachmont VFW, the American Legion.
Yes, he gets involved in the community. Anything you guys need help with, he'll be there.
I got to say this about him, Rick. He does more things by accident than some people really do on purpose out there. So,
Exactly.
Ricky,
Thank you.
again, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, now I want to get back to you on the floats.
Yes.
Now, if people want to help you build the floats or donate to the floats or sponsor, tell us how they can do that.
Well, definitely. Well, first of all, let's just start with my art group was formed in 5 years ago. It's called A Little Taste of Sicily, but we are partnered up with Italia Unita and the Fisherman Feast. And the reason for that is because to build a float actually costs a lot of money, and to avoid expenses, and since we're new, we teamed up with both of them. So we're able to get the garage for free and some free help and support. If you would like to donate to my art group, you could do that via Italia Unita, just by going to italiaunita.org and just sending them a letter with your donations, and just type in float, and we will be gladly to put your advertisement on the float. And if you do not want to donate money, you can also donate materials, gift cards, anything you really want to. Or if you want to support by helping us build the floats, feel free. Everything we run on volunteers, so anybody can.
You want volunteers too?
Yeah, we could use a hand.
Tell
It's
them how they
fun.
can contact you if they need to.
If you want to contact me, you can find me on Facebook, Pascal Gangi, or you could just send to me an email, gangipascal@gmail.com, and I will gladly tell you all the details to help out in building the float. I mean, it's fun. You get to spend some time and you get to learn. You don't have to have any skills or anything.
No. Before we went on the air, you showed me 2 paintings there, Pascal.
Yes.
Are they with you here? Or
Oh yeah, no, they're still here. I mean,
yeah, let the people see them because they are the most beautiful paintings I've really ever seen.
this year, in respect to the other years, I'm bringing an artist from Shaka, Sicily. We're trying to build a new Columbus Day float. So we see Santa Maria with Columbus. He's going to be mechanized, so he's going to be moving through the streets. He's going to be in the parade of North End, October 11th, Revere for the Columbus Day Parade, October 12th, and then next year for East Boston. And then riding the float will be Christopher Columbus and Queen Isabella.
Who was the artist that signed that down there?
This is Giovanni Muscarnera. He's a young artist. He's 20 years old. He's gonna
20
be,
years?
Oh, yeah, he's very talented. And he volunteered to come to America to give me a hand because I'm not an artist. I'm actually an engineer. So yeah, I'll be building for him the structures, and he can concentrate in modeling the float just like
Right,
we do in
and let us
Sicily.
look at the other picture, the second one.
This float is for the Fisherman Feast, and then the other float which we will be building is for Italia Unita. And this represents the unity of Italy, or representing Italia unity. We have Garibaldi on a horse, and the lady over here is representing Italy, as she was liberated back 150 years ago.
Give us a little history on Garibaldi. I believe he's the founder of the modern Italy.
Well, he's the person in charge of bringing 1,000 soldiers throughout Sicily and then working his way up to Italy, liberating it and uniting it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so he's the guy responsible for us being united.
That's.
Yep, so we're going to honor him for the East Boston Columbus Day Parade with Italia Unita. So this is my first time building 2 floats in less than a month and a half, and we're ready to take on the challenge.
Now, Pascal, you made some pictures on there or some photographs.
Yeah, well, the first one I have a video to show,
Yeah,
which
so if they
shows
can-
my hometown.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
So there it is. Why don't you
It's
talk?
Shaka is a coastal city. It's beautiful, peaceful. There's always a lot of activity since we're a coastal city, and we're a coastal city actually, and also an art city, which you'll be seeing soon. And the way that I got into building floats is actually through my hometown. And when I came here young, I always wanted to build floats. So, like the floats are built during the carnival season, where everybody gets involved. The whole city, where we build these giant papier-mâché floats, and as you can see over here, and we compete with each other with music, different floats with different teams, and they're all mechanized. They parade throughout the streets for 4 or 5 days, and then you forget all your problems and have a good time. And it's very artistic, and you're very satisfied when you see all these floats combined together. So this is what I'm trying to bring to America. Not the whole thing, of course. It'll just be a little taste of it, but we would like to bring that art and a float building throughout the
So you're
throughout
going
the
to call it a Taste of Sicily?
That's why you call it a Little Taste of Sicily, yes. Because it's just.
Is there more photos?
Yes, I have 2 photos. The first one is one of the floats we built for the Fisherman Feast in 2013.
Oh, there it is.
We have a giant fisherman on a boat. And the next one is a float we built for Italia Unita in 2011, which represents a combination of America and Italy. And this is my team over here.
That's quite a team.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of volunteer supporters. And of course, Rick is not on the picture, but.
That's great.
Yes.
Excellent job. Excellent
Thank you.
job. Now, I want to get back to you. You went to school. You came. How old were you when you came to Revere?
When I came to Revere, I was 11 years old. Actually, no, 10 years old.
10 years old.
Yes.
And you studied to become a citizen. You went to the high school in Revere.
Yes.
I mean, to
I went to school in
public
Revere High.
school too.
Yes, public school.
And you went to Revere High School.
Exactly.
And you recently became an American citizen.
Yes.
Which is a pleasure to have you. Welcome again. You know, we had a rough winter.
Oh yes.
A very rough winter, as you know.
I actually went to Italy once the first snow came. I was like, I'm going back home. It's too cold for me.
Oh, how long ago was this? Had it be recently?
Oh, yeah. I went back for Christmas.
Oh, just a few months back, so
Oh,
that's
yes.
pretty good in there.
Yes.
So how did you like it? Did you see any difference when you went back there as to when you left there, or was that your first time back there?
Let me just say this. I was with my shorts.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's just the way that I left it. Because I go back once a year, actually, so I'm always there.
give us a little history about your family, because people, you know, your mother and father were born in Sicily.
Yes. Actually, my mom was born in France. My dad was born in Sicily, and then my mom would always go back to Sicily on vacation. That's where they met.
And do brothers and sisters?
My brother was born in Sicily with me, and
Is he in America too?
yes, he's in America. He's not yet a U.S. citizen, but he's going to.
But he's studying for it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes the way I talk, people think I'm not a citizen either. You know?
The test was kind of easy. It was fun.
Well, I come from Brooklyn, and you know they want me to renew my citizenship. I don't know why.
Oh wow, I love Brooklyn. Great
you've
area.
been there?
Yes, I try to go back there often.
You know, it's funny. When I was a young child, I lived on the east side of New York, and that was a predominantly Italian people there.
Yes.
And of course, in those days, they had the clothesline with the clothes hanging out, and the Italian music going in there. And when I see pictures of that today, it brings back a lot of memories too, as me as a child in there. So
I would like to see some photos, actually.
the only photos I ever showed was on TV, where they showed the Italian Americans in New York, or the Italian Americans on public radio. That's the only time I get a chance to see what I was like when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
So, but when you come in here, we're more than up to date. I notice you have a cell phone now that you use.
Oh, yeah.
Computers.
I mean, that's how I communicate and keep myself in contact with my friends, not only in America, but also throughout Italy. It makes it easier to go back and forth.
Right, but when I was a young kid, all we had was 2 cans with a rope tied between them, and that's how we would communicate.
I think we would need a long rope to communicate with Italy then.
Now, okay, I got to ask you this here. Your future plans.
Future plans for...
Right. From the floats or things, what you would like to do. As a matter of fact, I don't know what your profession is. What do you?
Well, my profession is electrical and mechanical engineering.
Oh, yeah. You went to college for that?
Yes. Wentworth Institute of Technology.
Excellent school. That's on Huntington Avenue?
No, yes, it is.
Good school, good school.
Yeah, it was fun for 5 years.
So
kind of want to go back though, miss it.
So you do electrical and mechanical now?
Yes. I work for a private railroad company. It's a startup company, and we're gonna work up to bring it up and running. Yep.
So let me ask you a question then, because I'm always curious about things. What is new about electronics today as compared to when I was a child? Because we're about 50 years apart. Yeah, we're about more than 50 years apart, you and I.
Oh, I'm not sure on the difference. I mean, I'm pretty...
When I was a kid, we had radios with tubes.
Oh, now everything is on the cell phone. You can't even get the cell phone radio. Right.
Now you got the satellites. You can talk all over the world. Apple just came out with a brand new watch the other day.
Yes.
That does the same thing as a computer practically.
Exactly. Pretty soon cell phones are just going to be on the watch.
The cell phone?
Yeah, pretty soon we're going to have cell phones on the watch.
So the watch will cover everything then?
Oh yeah, we don't need cell phones anymore pretty soon, I'm sure.
So that's pretty good in there.
Yep. We have computers. I don't know if you had computers back then too. But
now, when you went to school in high school in the city of Revere,
yes.
By the way, you know they got the #1 superintendent here, Paul Dakin.
Yes.
He was voted #1 in the country. So you went to a very good school in there. And you said at the beginning that you couldn't understand the English language because you didn't speak it. How did you get along in the classes, if I may ask you?
It was hard. I mean, we just had to learn step by step and move up. I mean, that's how you do it. You just got to set yourself a goal. You got to learn the language and you move up. I mean, it was fun.
Right, because you know, sometimes, like you can go on the computer now, let's say you don't know the English language.
Yes.
You can get the same thing that they speak in English, just have it transferred into Italian, I believe.
Yeah. Well, back then when I went to school, we didn't. We had a computer, but I mean, we did not have. I did not have a cell phone in class where I could just easily translate. I had a big dictionary. I don't know if people still remember those things, but I had to translate each word individually and then move yourself up from there.
Now, how far is it from Palermo, from, let's say, Palermo to the mainland? And when I say mainland, I'm talking about Italy, by the way.
The mainland, by plane, half an hour.
And by boat?
By boat, I would say, depending. If you leave from Palermo, most likely about 3-4 hours.
And then what is it like out there, you know, with the fishing, the industries?
I mean, for my hometown, it's a fishing town, and the boats come in, and you actually go, instead of going to the store to buy your fish, you actually buy the fish straight from the boats itself.
Oh, you go right on the boat and buy it?
Yeah, exactly. It's nice and fresh.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Sometimes you still see the fish moving.
Okay, now let me ask you, the fishes, when I say, I don't mean fishes are different, I mean a flounder there would be a flounder there.
Yeah.
But are there different types of fish there than what we have here in our waters? In the that's the Mediterranean I'm talking about?
Yes, exactly, the Mediterranean. That one I'm not sure right at this moment, but I mean, it's pretty similar. We have swordfish. Swordfish is pretty big in Sicily. We have almost everything similar. Whatever we could get here, we could get in Sicily, I'm sure, but I'm sure they just come from different locations that have different tastes. That's about it.
And fishing is the predominantly main industry around?
Depends. If you live on the coastal, fishing is a big part of the agriculture of the city. But if you live inland, there's some farmlands. There's also other means of productivity.
I'm going to ask you this question because I've seen this on TV, so this is where I got my information from. Do they have a lot of vineyards or wine, would they make wine in Sicily, or is that predominantly in the mainland?
No. From my hometown produces its own wine bottles and olives. I mean, the town next to us produces a lot of oranges, and then...
But I got to tell you this, I enjoyed watching it. They had a man, and this is Sicily I'm talking about now, where they had the grapes in a big vat, and they had the woman in there with the bare feet.
Yes.
And the guy was out there playing the accordion, the tarantellas or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were dancing around and squashing the grapes. Do they still do that today?
They do that just for the festival. We have a...
Oh, just on the festival.
Well, in my hometown, we have a festival just for the grape season, we call it, and we actually would gather together and have a parade of all the tractors coming into the city, bringing it to the vineyards to get stomped on. But like we have, it's fun. Like it's a festival. They do that, but mostly it's done with machines nowadays.
And tell us some of the things that they have in Sicily, what Sicily produces. A lot of the Italian people or people in America may not know. So,
well, since most of the stuff is produced in the country itself, such as the vegetables and the fruits and the food, like even the fishes, everything is fresh and it's different.
Is there anything special there that they have over there that we do not grow in this country that you could tell us?
That does not grow?
In other words, something that grows in Sicily that does not grow in America?
Well, the only thing I can think of right this moment is like the fichi d'India, which is just a fruit.
What, the figs?
Fichi d'India. It's similar to figs. It's bigger. It's a fruit type of thing.
When I was in the Middle East, they had the dates. I don't know if you know what they are. Do they grow them over there too?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
We also have dried tomatoes. That's pretty big too.
Now, tell us about your brother. What does your brother do? A little family.
Yeah, he's my younger brother. He's studying to be a business management major. He went to school here with me. And
is he going to college now, or he's finished?
Yes, he's going to college right now too.
And which one is that?
UMass Amherst. Yeah.
So that's talking about UMass Amherst. My granddaughter goes there too.
Oh, really? Nice. Great school.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I got to ask you, since you and Mr. Labadini are friends.
Yes.
How did you first meet him, or how did he first meet you?
Actually, we met through the city of Revere. We were building together the Columbus Day float for the Revere Parade, and that's how we became friends. He started to help out, and we just got along very well.
And you still keep in touch with him?
Yes, very often. He's actually a big part of my art group, and yeah, if it wasn't for him, it would be tough. Like he's kind of like my right man. Always there helping me anytime I need help, and
well, he may help you on Columbus Day, but he helps me on Veterans Day.
We can share, Rick. Yes, not a problem.
No, that's good, because let me tell you, when we go down to the flags, and by the way, remind me to give you a flag, one for you and one for Rick before we go off the air. But when we go down for the veterans, down at the Bourne Cemetery, it's Rick that picks me up, because sometimes I cannot drive at night, and it's Rick that takes me to places too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I don't have to call him. The trouble is, he calls me, and he lets me know. He says, Morris, you want to go? You want to go? You want to go?
Yes.
And I tell him I can't drive at night. He says, don't worry about it. You'll be in my car. And sure enough, Rick, thank you again. And since I'm thanking Rick, so I'm going to do something I've never done before. I've never given a flag to someone who wasn't here. But I want you to give this one to Rick Labadini, because he deserves it as a real veteran of the community.
From Rick, I'm sure he would say
thank you. And we're going to make Rick an honorary veteran of the military veterans, Rick. So if you're out there, we just made you an honorary veteran. And one for you, too.
Thank you.
Now, we got about 7.5 minutes left. Talk about just talk about something that you would like to say that we didn't talk about here on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if anybody wants to help out, like I said, on the float, feel free to contact me. And what else to say? The art group is currently working on organizing a little carnival event to get the young community, such as kids from ages 5 to 18, to get involved in the North End and keep their Italian traditions alive. So we're organizing this carnival event where we're getting dancers, people that do theater art, and all different parts of the art aspects into this little festival that I'm currently working to organize. And anybody could be a part of it. Right.
By the way, I went on the computer.
Yes.
With the help of a friend of mine, because I'm not computer bright, you know. No, I'll admit it. And I got this little tidbit out. I thought you'd be interested because you come from Italy, and I'd like to read it. And it's about a Columbus Day, so it's when we celebrate Columbus Day, this is the one time it was good to be an illegal immigrant in America, because Columbus was the first illegal immigrant in America to come from Europe.
Oh, wow.
See, after that, they all became legal. So,
yeah. I mean, America's made with immigrants.
Yeah, and I call him America's favorite son, Christopher Columbus.
Nice.
And I believe he was Italian?
I believe so.
No, Genoa, wasn't he born in?
I think he was Italian, but he worked for the Spanish exactly, to come to America and explore. Well, not to come to America, to explore lands, exactly. And
you know, gold. That picture you had, the founder of Italy, how long ago was that? I was just curious.
About 150 years ago.
So Italy's not that old a country.
It is.
Well, it's part of the Romans used to be there, so
exactly. I mean, it's been divided for a while after the collapse of the Roman Empire. It was always divided up. It's actually, if you go to Sicily, it was ruled by different countries, such as Spain.
Sicily was?
Oh yeah. If you go to Sicily, you see like mosques. It was ruled by the Arabs. It was ruled by the Spanish, the French. We have a lot of history in Sicily. Even the Greeks were in Sicily too. Oh. We have Greek temples. It's a great place to visit if you ever want to visit different parts of cultures and stuff like that. Sicily's the place to go.
The only time I visit Sicily is when I'm on TV watching it on the air, you know, or Italy on the air. And I enjoy watching Italy. Now, you know, when I listen to the news, there's a lot of people that come from North Africa, and I want to use the word North Africa, that cross the Mediterranean, refugees that come into Italy. Can Italy really absorb all those people?
Well, right now, I've been there when the first wave of these immigrants came, what was it, last summer, and it's taken a big hit on the population because we do not kick them out. We actually host them.
I know you don't.
We host them in the camp.
Actually, you welcome them.
Yes, and it's a great effect because right now Italy is going through a great depression, and we have poor people living in our own lands, and then we have to feed these extra people that are coming that need the help. So.
Well, that's the UN's job to see that they get the food to those people.
Exactly, but it's it's still pretty scary, and we don't know who these people are that are coming into the lands. What if they sneak in and, you know. But anyways, I mean, we are.
But they have the same chance to become citizens over there if they want to, like you had a chance to become a citizen here?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Now, I got to ask, I'm not a religious person in the sense of the word, but I am curious about religion. Have you ever been to the Vatican?
Yes.
So tell us a little about that.
It's a big, beautiful place. Like the first time that I saw it, I was just shocked on the massive size. And
have you been inside the Vatican itself, though?
Yeah, it's a beautiful monument. It took a lot of years to build, and I was more shocked. It's better than what you see in pictures.
Right. That's very good.
Oh yeah, and it's a great architect. Did you actually know that the Vatican is not part of Italy?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's its own, actually its own country.
Right, but I mean it's on Italian soil.
Yeah, it's an Italian soil, but it's its own. It's not under Italian rule.
Oh, it has its own little
rules, exactly.
Right, like an embassy in America.
Yeah, exactly, like the District of Columbia. I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty good.
Yes.
Now, you have the feast, so you have it in the North End too?
Well, yeah, we get involved in the regular parades around the communities, and also my biggest part, what I enjoy doing the most, is being a part of the Fisherman Feast, where I'm spreading my Italian culture from my hometown. This is when I organize the carnival and bring its traditions to the city.
Okay, we got about 2 minutes left, so take just 1 minute to wrap it up, and then I'll do the same.
Yep. Well, I would like to thank you for inviting me to the
show. It's a pleasure, my pleasure,
yes.
and it's an honor to have you come here.
And
and I got to say the same thing. I learned 2 Italian words. Benvenuto, thank you.
Yes.
So that was a pleasure to have you.
Grazie.
Okay.
And
so go ahead.
I mean, like I said, if anybody wants to donate, feel free. Go to italianita.org to get the address, or give me a call if you would like to volunteer and help out. And
right. And Pascal, I want to say, God bless you for coming on the show. Thank you, because we tried to get you for months. We did, and we were lucky to get you today. So thank you again for coming. I would like to thank the people of Revere for listening, but most of all, God bless you again. God bless our great country, the United States of America, and our troops overseas. God bless the people of Revere, and thank you all for listening. Until we see you again next time, thanks, folks, and I hope we have another great show like we had today.